Overland Park CrossFit, welcome to another Fitness Friday. This week we are going to talk about the ring dip. First things first, to my ladies, I hate to admit this, but generally speaking, you guys have a tougher time with the ring dips and holding that technique. So today is going to be crucial for you guys to focus on what I'm about to talk about. And that is specifically going to come from the press out. Generally speaking, we're pretty good coming down, but once we press out, generally what I see from the lady population is we get our hands back behind us and then we press from that position. That's going to put a whole lot of strain on the front of our shoulder, put us out of that good shoulder position. Anytime we get into this internal rotation and that loading is back behind our shoulder, that shoulder is over the top and in front, we're going to have a bad time. We're going to increase our risk of injury, and we want to stay away from that as best we can. So anytime we press up from the top or from the bottom of that ring dip, so we're in that bottom position, this is going to be my big key for you, is when we press out and we're in that bottom, our hands should be in front of our torso. When we press out, we want to keep those hands in front of the torso the entire time on the way up. Anytime we get those hands back behind us and that chest rises too quickly, we're going to have a bad position that we want to stay away from. So we get into that bottom position. In order to drill this, what I would do is I would set those rings a little bit lower. You guys can't see my feet right now, but they're actually firmly planted on the ground. We want to work on pressing from that position, controlling those mechanics, and then only that last few inches of the press is actually going to be loaded. So I'm coming down, nice and loaded, slowly press up into that nice position, keeping my core tight and pressing into that good shoulder position. Everything is stacked on top of each other. Now, what I want to talk about as well is on our way down. When we come down, that dip should have a vertical component to it. It shouldn't be kind of a horizontal, almost just a flex at the hips. We see this a lot. It's kind of like a bird eating bird seed off the ground, and instead of coming down and up, we get this kind of forward and back type thing. We want to avoid that as best we can. So anytime we're doing those ring dips, and this is going to help with those feet on the ground, is get that nice up and down motion. My chest is obviously going to come down a little bit on the way down. Totally normal, totally okay, but we want to press through those arms in order to get ourselves up. So we keep that chest relatively high instead of dumping it all the way forward like we're dumping out a teapot or something like that. If you guys have any questions, you want to learn more about that ring dip, grab me, grab one of the coaches, set up a personal training session. All are fantastic options. But with that, you guys have a fantastic Friday, and I will see you next week.